Hello and welcome to the Sports Centre YouTube channel. Now, 17th of May 2025, Crystal Palace fans, mark that as a day in your diary for the rest of your lives because you are FA Cup winners. That's right. Crystal Palace have just defeated Manchester City to win the FA Cup. It's the first major honours Crystal Palace have ever won as a football club in their existence since, I believe, 1905. Correct me if I'm wrong, Palace fans, but yeah, wow. And this is going to go down as a day in history. You think of the major FA Cup upsets in the finals especially. You've got Wimbledon against Liverpool. You've got Wigan against Man City. Now, stick Crystal Palace against Manchester City in that one. You've done it. And listen, we're going to dive into the game because the game was a bit of a damp squid. We're going to get into that in a minute. But listen, it doesn't even matter. I watched the game with my dad and he was saying to me, this is a shit game. This is a shit game. I was like, Dad, it don't matter because at the end of the day, right, all that will happen in 10, 15, 20 years' time, when you look back, it'll say W against Crystal Palace in 2025, beating Manchester City. No one will give a shit how you've won the game, and I'm sure Crystal Palace fans will be getting absolutely slaughtered all across London now, all across the world, and they will not give one shit how they played football. So well done, Crystal Palace. You are FA Cup winners, and look, deservedly so. Right, let's deep dive into the game. Wasn't the best game, can't lie. Glorious day at Wembley, beautiful day. The football did not live up to the spectacle, and there was a point in the first half. So Palace had the better chances. Palace did have the better chances to score. They scored one. They had one ruled out. Eze had another good chance that got blocked. But I just remember the majority. So anyway, we'll go first half. First half, Palace get the lead. Sit back. Sit right back in a low, not even a low block. This was like a low block. Palace sat back. There was a point in the first half where the stats came up and Man City had 83% possession. 83% possession. That's mental. Absolutely ridiculous. And Palace did not, after they got a goal up, they didn't come to play football. They were just like, right, we're going to sit in and we're going to win this game just like this. And fair play to them. Mateta, he's a decent striker. He played most of the game pretty much within 30 yards of his own goal. Something like that. It wasn't great. It really, really wasn't great. But like I say, none of that matters. And one of the big talking points, which I'm going to get into now, is in the first half, Dean Henderson, he handled the ball outside his area. Now, I was watching the game with no commentary. I couldn't hear the commentary where I was, so I don't know kind of how what was said in the VAR room as to why that was never given as a red card. But for me, if I was a City fan, if that was Liverpool playing Man City, I'd be screaming for a red card. The guy has deliberately handled the ball outside the area. It's quite blatant. It's not a case of Haaland kicked the ball into his hand. He slaps the ball away from Haaland. Haaland's coming in to get that ball. He slaps it away towards the touchline. It's the most deliberate ball I think I've ever seen in my life. But for some reason, and guys, let me know in the comments below, because as I say, I'm moments off watching the game. I've literally jumped straight in front of the camera now to get this done. Let me know what's happened. Like, why has VAR not overturned that decision? It's mental to me. Absolutely crazy. But then Man City get a penalty, and I'm sat watching the game with my dad, and I went, you watch now. You watch this. He's going to save this. What did he do? Save the penalty. And that was the story of the game. Second half, Man City had a few kind of half-decent chances, shall we say. Dean Henderson saved them all. He made a couple of I can't remember if it was Savino or Doku. I think it might be Jeremy Doku. Tried bending one in the far corner. He gets a good save on that. There was a couple of moments in the second half. And ultimately, Dean Henderson, was he the star of the show of Palace? I'd probably say he was. He shouldn't have been on the field for me. He should not have been on the field. And that is going to be one of the biggest talking points to come out of this. Honestly, it's crazy. But here we are. It doesn't matter. Like I say, the history books will say 10, 15 years from now, Palace got the W, they got the win, and they are bouncing around London now with the FA Cup. And I found it funny, and this is only probably a little bit of bias in me now, because ultimately, Liverpool fan, Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola going toe-to-toe all those years. Pep Guardiola, after the game, what a fucking sore loser. Yes, Pep, don't get me wrong, you've been done over by VAR, and he's going up to Dean Henderson, and he's in his ear, and he's pointing at him, it's like, basically, you should not have been on the field. Fuck off, Pep. Honestly, the amount of fucking decisions Man City have got over the years, one that springs to mind off the top of my head is the fucking Rodri handball at Goodison Park, which potentially could have won Liverpool the league if Everton had scored a penalty. And you're there on the touchline fucking giving it to Dean Henderson. If I were Dean Henderson in that moment, I'd have just been like, fuck off, Pep. Fuck off. Honestly, what a sore, baldy fucking loser you are, Pep. Get a grip. Get a fucking grip. And you know what? You're going to have to get a grip, because that team that you have got right now is a shadow of the team that you had 2-3 seasons ago. There's some big rebuilding to do at Man City. All the major pundits on Sky and TNT and that say, oh, City will be back next season. City will not be at the top tier next season, I don't think. And listen, it's on camera now. You know, it'll be on the internet for everyone to see. But I think City are a million miles away from competing at the highest level next season. But we will see. But listen, it's not about City today. It's about Crystal Palace. You are the FA Cup winners. Congratulations, Crystal Palace, once again. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of the season. And Liverpool fans, should we give Crystal Palace a guard of honour when they come to Anfield on the last game of the season? How funny would that be if they lined up to give us one and we lined up to give them one? That'd be fucking brilliant. I'd love to see it. But yeah, I'm here for it all day. Let me know in the comments how you thought about the game, how you thought about Palace played, what you thought about Pep Guardiola being a sore loser. And yeah, give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button right there. Catch you in a bit.